9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Tune in. This is your Friday Night Live podcast, photo and entertainment in Middle Georgia sales and services. Coke, don't worry about Pepsi. I had to go see a man about a mule.
Look at here, look at here.
A-Town down.
Hey, you better not lose.
Tune in.
Not so fast, my friend.
You better say it with your chest.
Come on now, shout it.
Hey, you better not lose. Hey, you better watch your mouth now.
I am a Lego.
Better shut your mouth.
Yes, I am. I don't mean to interrupt you. Better say it with your chest. Let's get it.
Hey, you better not lose.
What's good? What's good?
Good
What's up,
evening,
Pete?
everyone. How
How
are
the fam? How the fam doing tonight?
Can't complain. Can't complain at all.
It is what it is, bro. That's all I can say.
I feel you on that one.
Hey,
I feel you.
podcast land.
How
y'all
everybody doing tonight?
Y'all check in and let us know who's here and where you're from.
So what we got on the plate for today, man? We can rounding up these last little OTAs and getting ready for the season to start, man.
Yes.
Yes. 30 days from today.
Man, you better make it 29.
Oh, yeah, it's late, so 29.
August 18th. August 18th is the official kickoff day.
Yeah, but guess what? We like still what? Guess about 16, 17 days from a good preseason game. I'm okay with that right now. I need my picks.
I know that's right. Hey, Danny,
You know what?
how are you?
I can't lie. I got my fix last night on the watching them dogs.
Oh, I need to watch that. I need to see what time it comes back on again.
Pretty good show.
And then they backed it up with the year of the dog from the previous season.
Yeah.
I saw that one. So yeah, let me check that out. Y'all come on in, guys. We got some good stuff on slate for you today. We want your opinions on some things, and then we're gonna wrap up what we were talking about last week. So y'all come on in and talk to us and let us know where you are.
Hey, real quick. I'm sorry, babe. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
No, real quick, Thirst. I forgot how good Nolan Smith and Nakobe Dean played as a tandem in that linebacker core until I watched that year at the Dog.
Boy, they was on it one day.
What?
They was on it. And the biggest thing I took from it was, even though in 21 they lost the SEC championship, they learned from it and came back angry, came back mad, but under control with it, and carried it through against Michigan to get back to Alabama.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They had SEC media days. What was it? Yesterday, day before yesterday?
Monday and Tuesday, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
Kirby talking that good talk.
That great talk, and he addressed the whole driving situation. Sounded like a good old country politician. Hi, how are you, Sean? We're doing well. We are doing well. Did y'all see the post Sean made in the group earlier today? Somebody putting turf down. It was but it's all black. Do you think that's gimmicky, or do you think that's something that you wouldn't mind your team having?
Ain't no different than what Boise State did with the blue turf.
Mm-hmm. And I guess the question is that would you personally mind it if your school, like if Cedar Grove had the Carolina blue and the dark blue field? I think that would hurt my eyes.
I wouldn't mind at all.
I wouldn't mind as long as they show up and play ball.
There it is.
Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Well, I'm a traditionalist. Just going to give me a nice green field with some black and gold, and I'm good.
She said a traditional field with some black and gold. I hear you.
That's right. That's right. I'm an old fashioned girl. I'm not hard to please. Shut up, Jimmy Wayne. Big difference with the black turf is how it handles heat, especially during the summer afternoon practice.
Hey, that's what. Hey, the school got to deal with that. They better have plenty of water Gatorade out there. That's all I can say. And some misty fans. They should have took that into consideration.
Yes, they certainly should have. No.
But Sean, we're gonna get you caught up on topics and everything. So for today, we're gonna somewhat throughout the show, we're gonna reach back on what we was talking about last week. Last week we went through the top 20 recruits in the state of Georgia. Today we're gonna go through 21 through 40. We're also going to talk about a post that was put up by one of the panelists of top quarterbacks in the state of Georgia entering 2023. And we're also going to discuss an AJC article that was posted on the page today entitled, "If You Were King of High School Sports in Georgia, What Would You Change?" So, Sean, that's what we're going to talk about today.
Y'all ready to get into it?
Let's get into it.
All right. Well, with all that man said, we're going to make this one real quick and fast. Go ahead and get it. I ain't going to say get it out the way, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it.
Yes.
Why is that lady on my screen? There we go.
I don't know.
So,
I was scared for a minute.
I know, right? So here's the article from the AJC that was put out today. If you was king of high school sports in Georgia, what would you change? Me as an individual, the only thing I would take a look at, the same thing that this coach from Westminster looked at, which is merit-based classification system by sport. I would like to see that. That's interesting right there.
So real quick, before you explain the merit base to the people, keep in mind that you're a Seagrove Saint. Keep that in mind now. Now go ahead and explain what you mean by the merit base.
Okay, so merit base, prime example. Throughout several groups and boards on the internet, social media, people claim that City Grove as a whole should move up because we won, we've done this, we've done that. So they have to say City Grove should move up in classification. On a merit-based system, if you win a certain number of championships within a certain amount of years, in this example in the article, say you win 2 championships in 2 years, that program should move up based on their merit of that sport. Just like if you take the Westminster girls soccer team, they've won the state title in soccer since 2014. Why are they playing in 4A? If you're a big time soccer fan, you should feel like, why is Westminster girls soccer still in 4A? Or are you going to say, why is Westminster as a whole still in 4A? That's what I mean by merit base. If you are succeeding, having success in a specific sport, move that sport up, not the entire school. I.e., the same way they do it in college. So that's my point on it. I'm gonna leave it open to the floor.
Sean has a comment. He says Alabama does merit-based grouping. It would definitely put private schools in 6A or 7A in many activities. I don't agree with it because one player can carry a team to multiple championships, but when that player leaves, the school will be overmatched. That was my question with regard to the merit-based. If for example, Westminster, if they move up, like if this started in 2014 and it's 2023 and they're now in 7A, what if they go on a losing streak? Do they automatically go back to 4A or do they play down a classification until they get back? So I don't know how the logistics would work or if anybody would be willing to put that much work into it, because it sounds like it could be work for somebody to continue to do that every year. But I get it. I totally get the concept, and it's not a bad thing. But I just don't know how it would work logistically. That's just my opinion.
Well, every system ain't perfect. Every system is gonna have its flaws, regardless. Even if you were to agree with, the coach from Gordon Central, guy by the name of Lenny Gregory, or the coach at West Forsyth, Dave, I can't even pronounce his last name, Svehla. He ain't got enough vowels in it for me.
You want to say Svehla?
Yeah. To where their thing is that these two coaches, they both spoke on the same thing, i.e., they spoke on the purity of high school football. So I'm gonna put up their words of what they said about what they would do. They both touched on the same. Nah, okay. Viewers can read themselves. Okay. They can zoom in and read it themselves. But they both speak on the same thing, which is basically they want to find ways to stop transfers. In so many words, they want to they want to come up with a way to stop transfers. Is what they're getting at.
Can I say something? I think I get where I think I know why. A big reason why Lenny Gregory is saying what he's saying. Gordon Central, because they are in the same county as Calhoun, and Calhoun is a magnet school, so they can pretty much get whoever they want to, and they've probably gone over to Rome and everywhere else too. So he's probably lost out on a lot of kids who would be zoned for Gordon Central, but with Calhoun being a magnet school, they can just go over there and play football. And when's the last time you heard anything about Gordon Central? Sean, I didn't mean it like that. Sean said, plus a smaller school can have an abnormally good group of players, but can be punished after those players leave. The case for moving Cedar Grove up is because they have access to players above and beyond what other smaller schools have. Same with many metro schools. So if Cedar Grove were to move up, their formula for football, you're saying, needs to translate into basketball and baseball.
Well, basketball will stay the only program that now if we're talking merit based, the only program to move up will be football. Everything else will stay where it's at 3A.
You're right.
So say after we won, same thing with Peach County. Peach County won 2 championships. They move, instead of being a 3A, football program moves up to 4A. And it's stuck. Same thing with Cedar Grove. Cedar Grove won 2 championships. All right, well, you're moving up to 4A. Now you're stuck.
You're right, Sean. They've been robbing Gordon County for decades. Yep, they sure have. That's why. I'll be quiet.
But merit-based, don't penalize the entire athletic program because you find it necessary for a particular program within that department is having success. You want to punish the entire athletic program by moving everybody up when it's not being necessary.
Because I'm trying to think about Westminster in 7A. Oh, that would be painful. Football.
Well, yeah, all their programs move up to 7A because the soccer program has won a state championship every year since 2014, 2015.
That's painful.
So therefore, you're going to penalize the entire athletic department. That's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I can say is I kind of disagree with the way the GHSA uses their multiplier as far as increasing it. Me personally, I think instead of this year they increased it to 3, whereas last year it was, or the year before they made the change, it was 2. Leave it at 2.
Do you think they're doing that because they're eliminating a class, though?
Well, no. You got to remember when they did the reclassification, 2 years ago? Yeah, about 2 years ago when they did the reclassification, they increased this multiplier for those out of district students, which moved a lot of private schools up in classification because a lot of those private schools had kids outside of their district.
Mm-hmm.
So, and everybody was under the impression that it was going to hurt a lot of additional schools because of transfers, but it didn't. Is me personally, leave it at, they're going to have to reduce the multiplier back down to 2, maybe 2.5 when they drop down to 6 classes, because if you leave it where it is, you're going to push some of these private schools up into 6A.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And they're not going to stand a chance at anything. But I get what they're trying to do, i.e. eliminate private school dominance. I get that. And I understand it. Just put the private schools back where they were.
Yeah.
And let them battle each other.
That's a good idea. Because what they're doing, I think about that article that was it last month? There's a school in South Carolina, it's a private school, and they can pretty much get anybody they want to. And it has gotten to the point where they have teams that are just refusing to play them because they pretty much do whatever they want and when they want. We have a couple of comments. Sean says the multiplier is a bad idea, but the best solution for a problem they aren't resourced to address.
And we agree. I mean, given the situation, it's a Band-Aid for the problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Band-Aid for the problem that's with private schools in Georgia. What can you do?
Christopher Sloan says, hi, Christopher, welcome. He says all private schools that can recruit and are not bound by the transfer rule need to move up to 5A and 6A.
Mr. Sloan, again, I asked the question: why not just put all the private schools back where they were in their own group, and leave it at that?
If they're gonna do that, they can go back to the GISA. Danny says in Georgia, high school teams that win the state championship might not be as successful in a higher classification because the expectation might be too much for the smaller schools competing in that classification. And Sean says if the private schools were in their own league, then BT, Westminster, and Marist would win most every title, and eventually the league will move to exclude them, and they'll be back in the GHSA.
But here's the thing, Sean. As long as you're a private school and you can offer a child a scholarship to help pay their tuition, they gotta stay private. I get what you're saying, Blessed Trinity, and then at the same time, think about it. Blessed Trinity, Westminster, Marist. Man, we'll even throw GAC in there, just for giggles, right? They're all in an area to where they can recruit talent. But that's just something that either that league or that classification has to deal with.
But it's still gonna be the same issue then, people.
But Bottom line is we can't please all the people all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where's the medium at in all of this? In my mind, the multiplier is the medium if you decide to stay in GHSA. That's my thing. If they decide to stay within the governing body of the GHSA, the multiplier gets applied to them. We're going to move you up accordingly, which is going to make you play against better. I don't want to say it, but to make you play against better competition, to where you're not that dominant. And I think that was shown over the past 2 years. It's been shown that how many private schools won state titles past 2 years?
Prince Avenue and Benedictine.
And when you think about it, okay, how do I put this in a word that ain't gonna make nobody mad or upset? But Benedictine moved up against better competition. Just so happened they got good athletes. Now, when we're talking football, I do understand the mentality. If you are in that area, anywhere in that Savannah, Florida region, along 95, I want to get seen for football, I'm going to go to Benedictine. Now, granted, Benedictine has won 2 state titles, 21 and 22. At the same time, we know 4A is not that entertaining. Should they be in 4A? It's a cakewalk for them in 4A.
Somebody in 4A would beg to differ. Welcome, Alex. Alex says the multiplier is to make it even for the private versus public. It's not just for football; it's for all sports. Danny says the private schools really do have no one dominant team that would win the state championship. I don't necessarily agree with that. Sean says that exact scenario happened here in Virginia and Maryland as well. The private school leagues kicked out the schools that were dominating. Personally, one thing, the multiplier is unfair to private schools and discriminate against them for being successful. With the current educational rules in Georgia, there's no practical difference between private schools and schools in counties with 4+ high schools.
I beg to differ, Sean. And the only reason I say that is because the private schools can do something that the public schools can't do. Yes, private schools, you have to pay tuition. But when you offer the kid a chance, regardless of the sport, to come to that school under a scholarship, and that family doesn't have to worry about paying that tuition, so they're basically going to school for free as they would in a private school, that's the edge for the private school. And that kid lives across town, got to catch 3 buses to get to school every day. That's the edge that the private school has over public school. So why not penalize them by making that one student count as multiple students for enrollment purposes, in order to put them in the proper classification based on enrollment.
So I would like to hear from you all in podcast land. If you were king of high school football for a day, what would you do exactly? There's no wrong answer. We just want to kind of get a feel for what you would do. I mean, if it's the same as the coach from West Forsyth and from West Gordon, we get it. So you're effectively penalizing private schools for being better academically, not athletically.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'm not. What I'm penalizing them for is they have the ability to bring in anybody. anybody they want to, tuition free, i.e., making that student basically like he's attending a private school, regardless of the program. Forget the academic, forget the athletics. On the athletics, it all comes down to I can walk across town, I can go an hour across town and recruit this kid. Hey, come to my school. I'm gonna give you a scholarship to come to my school and play a sport. Kids' parents say, okay, cool. Go on and go, because it's better than your local public school. Go. That's what we're penalizing them on.
They're not beholden to the same kind of rules as the public schools, because technically public schools, you're zoned for this particular area and you're supposed to go here. If you don't go here, then you've got to justify bona fide moves and all this other stuff. And your parents have to prove a whole bunch of stuff as to why you're going over there and why you're moving over there. Whereas if it's just a private school, you're just going over there because you can. So I think more than academically, I think that is the main issue. They have a set of rules that they really don't have to, that a public school doesn't have to abide by. Private schools have zones.
Dude, are you serious right now? Are you really? Okay. So I'm gonna end this discussion because at the end of the day, if private schools can get funding, you walk on Westminster campus right now. I guarantee you, there's a building named after somebody's daddy for making a donation to that school to help them with their budget. Private schools, yes, they got to come up with their own budget curriculum to meet state minimum requirements. If they decide to exceed that, so be it. We get that. But when it comes down to the rules of abiding by the rules of the GHSA, a lot of those rules don't apply to private schools. The rules we're talking about are state implemented rules by the Department of Education. Just like homeschooling, your child got to meet certain requirements in order to be advanced in so many words.
Alice says private schools have zones now. Okay, I hadn't heard that.
No, okay, with that, we understand they have zones, but they're not bound to those zones as a public school is.
That's a capital budget donation, but the operating budget is just from tuition. The coaches are paid less, even less than the CAP coaches. That's Sean. And Antonio says, make the private stay private and limit their ability to recruit by limiting the number of scholarships they're able to give out. And the better education thing is just that, a thing. I will say that sometimes private schools or people confuse a whole lot of busy work with rigor, and there is totally different. Sometimes you just give kids a bunch of work, and that's hard, but it's not rigor. It's just busy work. But it's a lot of it, and you think because you got a lot of it that they're getting a better education when really they're not. They're just giving them a beat.
Alex, what school are you speaking of? Please, what school are you speaking of? Because that is I ain't never heard of that.
Never heard of that. You have to move into the zones, and you cannot play. That's facts. We had kids that can't play because they don't live in our zone, and we are a private school. So you're Calvary Day.
But I ain't even about that one. Now, okay, well, you know what though? Here's my thing. I don't know Calvary Day like I know Blessed Trinity, Eagles Landing, Christian, Westminster, GHC. I don't know Calvary Day like that. So here's my question. Alex, do you have to pay a tuition fee to go to Calvary Day? That's question number one. That's my first question. Do you have to pay any type of tuition fee to go to Calvary Day?
So I'm gonna chime in real quick because I'm getting bits and pieces of the conversation. Because I'm occupied otherwise, but I can say this: Brookwood, I believe, in Thomasville is a private school. They have a lot of us that go there, but they go off of scholarships, and they are like athletes. They really haven't won much. Outside of football, there are other sports excel. But I think this past season was the closest they've gotten to like a title in a very, very long time, which, I'm happy for them because I had a cousin that played on that team. But I feel like a lot of those children go there simply because they feel like it's a better educational opportunity, not necessarily for the sports. So again, I'm saying I don't know like the whole basis of this topic, but I agree with keeping things the way they were before this whole change. Because prior to this recent change, everything was fine. Like nobody was repetitiously winning in private schools anyway, not that I know of. So that's kind of my take on that, which it's off a little bit because, again, I don't know the whole basis of the conversation, but I just wanted to put that in.
And maybe that's true. I mean, I'm not saying, Alex, I'm not saying you're lying. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, if somebody lives in, and I'm just giving an example for me. We don't have a private school in Peach County, but there is one in Perry. So they can, kids go to Perry for school and they can play football or they can do whatever. And the GHSA does not penalize them because they got a scholarship to Westfield. Now that might be because if you're gonna play football, you probably want to stay in Peach County and play football. That might have something to do with it, but kids, I don't see where kids in Fort Valley would be zoned to go play in Perry. But maybe they're different.
All right, give me a second, Jess. Okay, we got Alex. Alex, you ready to come on? Give me a thumbs up or yes if you're ready to come on, because I see you just went blank on me. All right, so we got Alex on. Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Hey, how we doing today, bro?
Hey, Alex.
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Alex, before you get started, can I just ask you one question?
Yes, sir.
Do you really want to come back to Ellenwood? Okay, no said on that. All right. Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Don't worry.
I'm being messy and petty. I didn't get in it. But
I am a Lego hater. Yes, I am.
Hey, listen. The ones it was tough. It's tough.
All right. But explain this thing about Calvary Day because I'm not getting it. Which if you guys are a private school, I'm not getting how you're bound by GHSA.
So, like when they came out with the multiplier, it was an ad. We were a single A private, and I think I spoke on this last time on the podcast, you guys. Like we were single A private with the multiplier. Like I got 2 daughters that go to Calvary Day School, right? So my daughters, I'm staying like maybe like 20 minutes away from the school. My daughters count for 3 people, so that counts towards it. So we were originally single A private. When they bumped us up with all the multiply with the kids that come in, we went to 2A. It put us in 2A. So Savannah Christian, all the Savannah schools, Savannah Christian with 3A, Country Day, Benedictine with 3A. They decided to stay up to 4A. We had Beach, the Groves, all of them with 3A. So of course, we were levying about, do we want to go to Giza with the rest of the teams? Because we were with teams that making like FPD, all those teams like that, Stratford Academy, Prince Avenue, all that. And we decided, hey, we were going to stay here for the closer travel because of the other sports. We were thinking about our athletic department was thinking about volleyball and all that other stuff. And we wound up going to 3A. So we found ourselves in 3A last year, and that's how the multiplier. With that being said, we're still bounded under GHSA rules because now they gave us a zone. So give you an example. A zone is like us and Benedictine have the same zone, and the zone is Jenkins. Jenkins High School is the zone. So let's just say, like, for instance, let me give you an example. Let's say we get a kid come from New Hampstead. New Hampstead is like a school down the road. They're a 4A school. He says, hey, we give him all the whistles and the bells, come to Calvary Day School, right? He can come over here to Calvary Day School and we give him a tuition, whatever. You do pay tuition, like you said, Mike. If he does not move into the zone, he has to sit out a year. He has to sit out a year. That has happened to us and everything. And we were like, well, okay, wow. Now that's what it is. Like Savannah Christian, they have Grove Zone. So even if you can get the kid in all you want, but what it is that you have to stay in the zone. They have to. Now, if it's a kid coming straight from wherever as a freshman, he can come straight in and go to school. Doesn't have to stay in the zone as a freshman, go anywhere you want. But if you're a kid that's coming from another school and you've already enrolled in any high school, you have to do it. We had, prime example, we had a kid, a female, for cheerleading. We're just talking about competitive cheerleading. Come from another place, Islands, and she came. She didn't move. She didn't move at all. And she came and she could not play. She could not cheer. Now we're talking about just cheerleading because they didn't move. So she had to cheer on JV, whatever, and then she could come back and cheer this next year. Then we had a kid that moved out of town from somewhere and moved into a district, and they decided, oh, I don't want to go to this school. School's terrible. I'm gonna come to Calvary. As soon as they enrolled in that school and where they were staying, they had to sit out. They denied everything. So we are. Go look at the rules. All private schools are technically supposed to be up under those rules. Now, do we pay tuition? Of course. Do they give scholarships all that for athletes? That's yes. But we do not have any type of, and I'm a coach on the staff and I work at the school. So we do not have any special privileges besides being able to go out and get kids stuff, but that you have to get them to move where you are. Now, if you're in Atlanta and you're somewhere, it's an address everywhere. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's just going to be what it is. But those are the facts right there. And I know that to be honestly true. Now, when they do this new multiplier, however they do it, that's why us and Benedictine kind of fight for kids. Us and Benedictine, we're all, so it's 3 schools in one zone. It ain't that big of a zone. It's Benedictine, and we're actually like 5 minutes down the street from Benedictine. That's how close we are. And then Jenkins is right there in that 5-minute window right there. So.
All right. I think you helped me understand one thing, because now that you're speaking on it, I do remember somewhere along the way GHSA zone private schools, and that's how they utilize the multiplier for those kids living outside of that zone.
Right. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And that's what and that's what a multiplier is being utilized at for those kids that live outside of your zone.
Yep.
Okay,
and
so
they have the other zone. So that's how they use it. They say, okay, you stay way over here in Savannah, right? And you stay at Richmond Hill. You over here, you're out the zone. So now you're a multiplier. But we're saying that you can stay out here in wherever you stay and still go to Calvary, long as you're there. But if you're trying to enroll in Calvary Day School and you're staying over here and you were just playing at somewhere else school, and you're in that zone, you have to move. Now, if you leave from here and go to like a Giza school, which is like Bethesda, you can play right away. Doesn't matter. As long as you're GHSA, we have to go by the same rule. That's what like upset the private schools down here, because us and Benedictine, that's upset us, because we're like, well, hold on. How are we in the same school zone? Like, we're in the same zone with Jenkins and all the rest of them. How does that make any sense for us? Like, and they were like, nope. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now, the part that got me baffled right now is, I guess I get it. If the kid is coming to you from out of district and living out of your district, then he has to sit out a year.
Yep.
It kind of makes sense, but then at the same time, it's kind of stupid to me. But that's GHSA for you. That part I didn't know about private schools. If the individual student athlete was outside of your zone, then they had to sit out.
So what we tell the parents is this, Mike. What we tell the parents is this. I'm giving you what we would tell the parents. Okay, listen. I'm like, if you want to come to Calvary Day School, you can come, but you have to get an address in the zone.
No, hey, stop right there. We don't even want to hear that conversation. We don't even want to hear that. Don't even. We don't even want to hear it. We don't even want to hear it. All I'm saying is, you got a dorm on campus. All right, cool.
I think no.
We don't have no
Listen,
dorms or nothing like that. But
listen.
Because of educational purposes, and somebody might want to, let's just say they like have it like they're like some of the private schools. I mean, some of the public schools are really rough, and I ain't talking about athletes right now. I'm just talking about kids want to move schools. They want to come over here. The education's better. Whatever the case, a parent wants to do, whether they want to come pay, whether they want to do whatever. Even if they don't play sports or whatever, it still applies to them if they live in the school zone.
And we understand that it's applied to every student, regardless if they're a student athlete or just a student. It applies to every student that's out of district. We get that. Right. We understand that. We don't want to know. We're gonna leave the conversation at that. But you did teach me something today, as far as out of districts student athletes having to sit out the year. That part I did not know, which
that's true.
Actually don't make sense. But appreciate you.
I appreciate that, but honestly, I think we're saying the same thing. We're just saying it differently because the point is, because you're in the G, that's why the multiplier is in place, and that's why the zones are in place. Because if they did not have zones and they did not have multipliers, then you could do what they do in Macon. Now, Macon,
we used to be able to do that. We used to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the schools in Macon, they're in the GISA, right?
Yep.
So they can go and do whatever they want to, however they want to.
Yes.
But at one point, if you were in the GHSA and you could still operate it like that, it wouldn't be fair. So I think we're saying the same thing. It's an equalizer. And the multiplier applies to public schools as well, because
it does.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that in the public school, like if you're in Cedar Grove or whatever, I didn't know if you lived out the district, you had to multiply just because you was in the school. You don't have to. I didn't know that. I didn't know that part either.
So house bill 5250.
Yes, you have to. There's a school in Macon called Central. Now, so they're a magnet school, so kids from all over the city go to Central. And if they use a multiplier, then they would really be in 4A, but they could prove that those kids are there for the academic programs, so they're able to play in lower classifications. But it applies to everybody.
Well, I think the GHSA got a really hard job trying to do this. I think that the goal was to either push the private schools to Giza or make them stay. And when you make them stay, you got to abide by my rules. I'm with Mike. I think you should have, if you don't have no common ground for this, you want to put just put private with private and kind of figure that out on classification for private and let public play public. If not, the multiplier is probably the best thing you're going to get closer to it. If you ain't going to please everybody on it, that's what it is.
Well, Coach, I am going to say this, Coach. We don't want you. I feel your passion on this. I feel it. But I don't want you to say nothing that might get you or the program fined or in trouble. With that being said, I just want you to be careful and think about what you say before you say it. Okay?
Yes, sir. We're good, man.
Yeah. Main thing is trying to look out for you. Season coming up. We don't want nothing to go wrong in in your profession.
Nah, we good. But I said, that is the rules for GHSA for us. If somebody got to live in the service zone to come in and play immediately at a private school, I do know that. So I just want to come with y'all.
Oh well, we appreciate that. Thank you for letting us know that.
Well, Coach. Hold on. I got a question for Coach. Since we got him on real fast, we do have a topic coming up now that you're on, and you can help us bring in this topic. You don't have to comment on the topic if you don't want to, but the topic that we are about to start speaking on is the recruits 21 through 40 in the state of Georgia. And you guys have a 4-star quarterback down there Mr. Jake Merkliner at Calvary Day.
Yes, sir.
Seeing him live and watching his highlights. My personal assessment of the kid is, one, strong arm, can make just about every throw. Good pocket awareness and good footwork in the pocket. What type of goals the kid got set for him this year? With that big tight end target he has. Y'all got down there.
I mean, Jake has been a 4-year starter for us. Good kid. Like he committed to Tennessee. His mindset that he's a competitor. Like I said, he's just trying to work on all the individual stuff he needs to work on. I think like more of him is trying to finish the drill and try to get to a state championship and win. So I think we're working hard at that every day. Mike is same thing. He's committed to South Carolina. They just both they've been playing 4 years and trying to go out on the high. Like, it's an adjustment for us last year going to 3A. And I think we did well. I just think we had to go back and, retool ourselves and figure out what we could do to get better. And that's what we're doing right now. We're just trying to just get better every day. No nothing different than everybody else that's out here working, trying to do it. So.
Good facts. Okay. Good. When it comes to Jake, 6'3" 195. You guys got him on a nice weight program to add to that frame to put some weight on him, make him more durable, to get him ready for the next level.
Yeah, he's put on probably about 10 pounds of muscle.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Him and Luke, really good friends, the quarterback at Benedictine. They're both highly touted quarterbacks. They go a lot of quarterback training and stuff like that. So got two good kids down here in Savannah that can really spin the football. So looking forward to them guys having a good season.
No problem. Good. Coach, I appreciate you coming on, explaining some private school, public school things out the blue, talking about Jake, talking about Michael. We do appreciate it. And you're welcome anytime, Coach.
We thank you so much. And I was just talking, but I was on mute. We have a question for you in the comment section, though.
Man, I ain't gonna, man, don't ask that question. Don't even do it.
Yeah, have a good day, man.
Take care.
Don't even do it. We already know the answer to it. Don't even do it. All right, thank you, Coach.
The answer is yes.
We'll see y'all.
All right, take care.
All right, Coach, have a good one. All right.
Where's your friends?
Danny, we ain't gonna do that today, Danny. We're not doing that today.
He just asked a question and we answered it. Hello, Jeremy. How are you? We've been good. I see you're getting back in the stride in the group.
Now, what I want to know is where that Barry Van at?
Honcho, where's that friend?
Honcho got some. Honcho, I need some answers, dog. I need some answers today. Wow. That's what I need from Honcho. I need some answers. But real fast, though, let's go ahead and run through these guys. Jalen Crawford out of Parkview. The kid has good size and range at cornerback for them. My only problem with him playing at Parkview is what kind of support he's gonna have at Parkview. That's my biggest issue with him, is the support that he's gonna have while at Parkview on that defense. All right, that's my biggest thing for him. But overall, the kid is deserving of the 4-star rating that he has. Who just came on? Oh, the kid is deserving of the 4-star. He's a great athlete, great player, great ball player. My biggest thing is what type of support is he gonna have this year? So, if he stays with Auburn, Auburn's getting a great kid. Great kid overall.
Auburn did well in the transfer portal too, so they might surprise a couple of people in the West. But
Yeah,
Maybe.
we gonna see. All right, Mr. Justin Green at 22 out of Mountain View. If you have not seen this kid, I do recommend you go on Max Preps and watch his highlights. That's all I'm gonna say. His highlights will speak volumes. Once he gets to Georgia, if he stays with his thing to go to Georgia, Georgia gonna put about 20 pounds of muscle on him, or maybe a good 10 to 15 pounds of muscle on him. He might be the next household name out of Georgia.
6'5", 275. Ooh.
Well, 6'5", 260 right now. If he gets up to around 270, 275. Yeah, around 270, 275.
In college.
Yeah.
If he gets to 6'5", 275, yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
All I'm saying is those measurements sound familiar. That's all I'm gonna say. The measurements sound familiar. But Justin Green, well deserving of that 4-star he got.
Best of luck to him. Welcome to the G.
For sure. Where we at? Oh, I went back too far. Where we at?
We already talked about the guy from Calvary Day. Oh, Mike Matthews. Yeah. Okay.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, I went back too far. Give me a second. Yeah, give me a second. I went back too far. Hit the back buttons one too many times on that one.
So we talked about Jake. We talked about Ricardo. So we're at 24. Cameron.
Yeah, Jake. If you haven't seen him play live, I do recommend you watch him play live, and I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, the athlete out of Statesboro. I'm gonna let you watch his sophomore highlights, and I'll let you make a judgment for yourself as a sophomore, not as junior year, but as a sophomore.
Okay.
Is it not showing?
No, it's not showing.
Why it's not showing?
I don't know. All I see is your screen. Is it frozen?
No, it's playing. I don't know why they moving on the stream, y'all, but
all I see is the ad moving.
It should be coming up because I'm sharing it. Oh, let me see something. There we go. Okay, I had to hit a button. My bad. So let me bag this up. I had to hit a button. I had to hit a button. I didn't realize it. I forgot I had to hit a button on this. Sure. So, but
now I was
think of the kid.
Last
I know, right? Think of a smaller version of Cam Davis.
Ooh. Okay. He's got speed. He's elusive. Okay.
Now, granted, the level of competition he is playing against, though, but still,
yeah,
he ain't have to do that little boy. He ain't have to do that little boy like that. He ain't have to do that kid like that.
And this is his sophomore year.
Yeah, this is him as a sophomore.
Oh wow.
Now, like I say, he's doing a DJ Bell, Cam Davis type thing back there, you know. Wow. But yeah, basically, it just put the ball in your best player's hand.
Nice.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't threw a football in several years, but I probably could have made that throw myself. I probably would have threw it a little bit just to make sure I ain't overthrown. But this is the kid you know, you can make your own assessment. You know, for me, it's just a level of competition he's playing against in high school, going at state for, and I'm referring to his, you know, I ain't gonna say referring to his region, but it's just a level of competition.
That was a poor tackle, but he's very good. He's very good.
Yeah, very elusive. So that is number 24. 25, Caleb Holmes. If you ain't heard about this kid by now, I don't know where you been. You been living under a rock or what? But even as a freshman, this kid was getting it in. This kid was getting it in as a freshman. Oh snap! It stopped sharing.
It did.
My bad. Let me go back. Go there. Let me go there. Play the video. So as a freshman, this kid was getting it in as a freshman.
He's number 80. Okay. He's so little.
That's just him down. Now what they showing?
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. He's on the line. Is that who that is?
Yeah, offensive line.
Oh,
that's
okay.
when he was at his freshman year. But
okay. I was looking at the wrong person because I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Okay, I see him.
Now imagine him transferring that over to the defensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But as an interior offensive lineman, the kid dominated though as a freshman. As an offensive lineman, the kid dominated playing guard. You know, he was mauling folks. He played angry. And that's what you want from an offensive lineman. You want that offensive lineman to play angry. So, got no problem with that kid. Pitt, you got a good one out of Georgia. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Amir Jackson, athlete. One, the kid got great size to play the play receivers or tight end. It just matter where he's more comfortable at, and that's what's gonna happen to him when he gets down to Florida. Florida probably gonna set him outside when he gets down there because of his size. 6'4", 223. You can body up. You can body up just about any and every cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
So Florida got a good one out of Georgia. It's just, for me, I don't know much about Porter High School. So somebody please let me know what's going on with Porter High School and why this kid is still down there playing for Porter and not playing for somebody else. But we're gonna stick to the old saying, if you're good, you're gonna be seen, you're gonna get seen, right?
They'll find you.
They will find you. So we're gonna stick with that one out of Porter High School. All right. Nazir, defensive lineman out of W. Great size on the kid. Basically 6'4", 6'5", 300 pounds. Great lineman that you're gonna need in the SEC. Will he come in and start? I doubt it. But he should see some playing time.
They're aggressive.
Put that kid on the offensive line. He just smashing folks. But you know, that's expecting that Dublin to play both sides of the ball.
He's very aggressive. Very physical.
Gotta play angry. Now on the defensive side.
Okay.
I don't know how you not put a hat on that man coming every time at the snap.
I don't think he's gonna start for Florida. Not right off, Danny. That's just me.
You know, the only thing for me is the level of competition he was playing against while he was at Dublin.
Yeah, this looks like Blakely. Okay.
So my thing is, you're pounding on defensive linemen that pretty much have your size or very small of these. How would you compare against a defensive lineman that's compatible to your size? Now that right there was a dirty play to me though. But I ain't the one refereeing, so I can't throw a flag on it. But I do like the way he uses his hands and get blocks off of him. That's one thing I do like. He's quick to throw them hands up and get them blocks off of him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Nasir. Pace Academy, Clemson, defensive lineman.
No, again, good size, 6'4", 290. Got a frame to add to, build on.
Mm-hmm.
Where we at?
Is he fast? Does he have good footwork?
I'm gonna let you make the assessment for yourself. I like the kid. I just need for him to use his hands more instead of his body. That's my biggest thing with him. Once he learns to use those hands more, he'll be even more deadly. Cause see, right now at this level, he can just throw his body into somebody and push him back, throw him off. But once he learns to get violent hands, he's gonna be okay. I just don't see him playing on the outside in college. I see him more on the interior in college.
Okay. Okay, I see it.
Because he's not that fast. So that's why I see him more or less on the interior than on the edge. Because I need speed and power coming out the edge.
Yeah.
But I understand why Pace Academy is playing him where they playing him, to give him a better chance to dominate a smaller, weaker offensive tackle. But they need to let him work on the inside and plug up that A and B gap. Every now and then you can run a stunt with him and get him to the edge. But I wouldn't leave him on that. But he's definitely not gonna play on that edge in college.
No, he's not fast enough.
Yeah, and that's my thing with him. Watch this last highlight. Him coming off the edge.
He's strong now.
But I need violent hands. You can't bull rush all night. So, and like I said, that's my only downfall with him is you can't bull rush all night. You got to get some violent hands, and that's what I want to see from him is violent hands.
Well,
but Clemson,
Dabo and company will get that squared away.
Yeah, and I think so too. All right, what we at? 29. Jones County. Seems like somebody gonna have their hands full this upcoming season, trying to contain this guy. I mean, because even as a freshman, he was getting it in.
Yeah, he committed to Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. That's him on the reverse. But
oh wow. Quick. Real quick.
Quick and elusive for sure.
Hey, Mr. Robert, how are you today? And Tonzi said he agrees with you. He has to use his hands more. The guy from Pace Academy. He is off to the races. Let's see. Wait for it. Let's see. Okay.
Really, dude? Well, you had me glorified last week. Now you acting crazy.
I mean, yeah, you were real good.
I don't think that kid should have signed with Oklahoma. I think Auburn would have been the best spot for him.
He won 100 and 200 as a freshman. All right. He is very quick.
My biggest thing with him is I need for him to come off the ball the same every play. That's my thing. I don't want you to come out. He should never come off the ball lazy at all. Never. I need for him to come off like he going to get it every play. And all that's gonna do is set up that fear in that DB every play.
I was looking at the wrong guy.
Nah, he was coming in making the blocks, showing that he's a teammate.
Mm-hmm.
But you think Auburn would have been a better fit, huh? Is that what you said, yo?
Yeah, and the specs on this kid, they got him listed at like 5'10". I mean, he may be 5'10" standing on a wall, but that kid got to be every bit of 5'7", 5'8". He's elusive, got speed, listed at about 150 pounds. Although Oklahoma is coming into the SEC, I think they have about 11 receivers on their roster, and Auburn are young. Auburn are senior heavy receivers. They have about 6 seniors, so I just think that would have been a better fit for them.
Well, hopefully, those seniors I ain't gonna say the seniors, but the class at Oklahoma can actually help the kid grow.
And Tunzel say he's too small for the SEC. He's more like 5'7". He's fast and can jump out of the gym. Well, he's headed to the SEC. What? By the time he plays, he will be in the SEC. So.
Mm-hmm. Man, one thing I'm gonna say about Georgia putting out some tight ends this year. I don't know what's in the water right now, but Georgia putting out some tight ends right now.
6'4", 205. Good Lord, little boy.
Just give you a little look at when he was down at the camp in Miami.
We're going to welcome him accordingly. I know, bless his heart.
Let me jump in right quick and speak to Messy Boots. Hey, Jeremy, don't mention me no more.
Really?
Hey. Okay. He's already built like a college guy to me. He look grown.
They'll probably end up moving him from tight end to receiver. Because I mean, in my mind, he's too small to play tight end.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have no problem flexing him out and having him play receiver. Because if the stats are true 6'4", 205, how many tight ends running around 205?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So what do you? There are no crystal ball predictions. So
currently he's committed to Syracuse as of June 9th. Is it gonna stick? We don't know. Because he officially can't. Now keep in mind, until the official year starts, it's all verbal.
Yeah, but Syracuse is probably his best bet. Hey,
Well, he made
Oscar.
that verbal commitment. Yeah, he made that verbal commitment to Syracuse at a minimum. It just a matter of him signing that official letter
Mm-hmm.
when that school year starts, where he's a senior and can actually sign.
Okay, we got some comments in the comment section. He needs to put on 30 pounds to be a tight end. He doesn't weigh enough, but he's really a wide receiver. So Oscar's agreeing with you, Mike. Jadon Harris, welcome, Jadon. He says he reminds me of Cam McDonald that played at FSU. Mm-hmm.
We'll get off of that.
That baby named King Joseph.
That baby named King Joseph.
Okay.
With a name like that, you better be producing.
Joseph was a noble Secretary of Agriculture, so.
All that powder blue, I thought that was Seagrove.
Boy, stop. If I ain't mistaken, that's him right there, number 5.
Okay. We don't mind you being off topic, too. UGA for 3P. I concur.
Oh, for sure. Only competition we're gonna have is LSU in the SEC title game.
Oh yeah, this is number 5.
Like I say again, the defensive linemen in high school got to learn to use their hands and learn how to. I don't want to say give that punch to the defensive lineman, but you can't let them offensive linemen get up on you like that. And he should have blocked that punch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, this is his sophomore season, but still.
Oh, so he does it all.
Got him down there playing receiver and everything.
So he's an athlete.
So, yeah, I'll let you make your assessment on this.
Okay.
But 6'5", 240. Good size for outside, for an edge rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, just got, for an edge rusher, I like them violent hands. That's just something I look for. Now, if you ain't seen Hughes play, or should I say, if you have seen Langston Hughes play, you should already know about this kid right here.
LSU.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Go back and watch the state championship game. I'm gonna leave it at that with this kid here. He should be Aaron Nolan's leading receiver for this year. If they keep the kid coming out the slot like he was before, unstoppable. Because it's a mismatch. It's a mismatch. That's all I'm gonna say. If he coming out the slot, it's a mismatch. Interior offensive lineman from Grayson. I don't know if people is paying attention to what's going on down in Orlando right now, but I would pay close attention to their school.
I certainly would. Gus is saying something.
He's working on something.
He is. He's in the lab. Gus is in the lab. If y'all don't know it. Oh wow.
I mean, he cleared it. He made a pathway for the. He gonna make a pathway for his running back.
I see.
You ain't got a dog that kid like that. Why he had to do 27 like that? But you want your offensive lineman to have some dog and some attitude, mean streak. Yeah, that's what you want in the offensive line. I don't care.
I agree.
See how he kept dude stayed on that block. Just drove me. Like, man, send a state every time the ball come to your side. You send on a statement. I'm about to get the boy off the Xbox right now. He's supposed to be asleep. That boy's supposed to be asleep. Got my internet messing up. But yeah, I like him though. I like him a lot. 6'2", 305. He'll make a good guard somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Noah Dixon.
Troup County. I expect Troup County to make some noise this year. Safety, 6'2", 185.
Yeah. Now keep in mind we are looking at sophomore season highlight. Oh yeah. Oh, you can't see my mouse on the screen, huh?
I can't see your mouse. I can just see the little circle.
I'm about to go kick that boy off the Xbox.
Well, I mean, we don't have much longer. Let the baby live. Let the baby make it.
Now, on this particular play, you sit down. This is where you sit down there. If it comes to you, it comes to you. If it don't, then so be it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's excellent in his own coverage. Now, I think we can all agree on that. He's excellent in his own coverage.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, what can he do? How is he making open field tackles and trying to cover a tight end or a running back? That's what I need to see from him.
Well, like you said, these are his sophomore highlights. More than likely, he's improved.
Now, that was some good run support from the safety spot. Can't deny that one. Great support from the safety spot. Might be a little PI on that one. A little PI, but he was there, though, in that man coverage. And that's all I want to see. Even though that's all I want to see in that man coverage. How you going to react? How well you going to open up your hips? What's your footwork like?
Okay, he's about to force a fumble. Let's see. Okay.
No problem coming up on run support, sticking his head in there. I don't expect to play receiver in college though, but
Okay.
Now, in my mind, play action is gonna hurt him because his first step is up, not back. As a safety, I do need to see your first step to be back. He's making his first step to be up, and play action will kill him. To me, it seems like you run some play action, you can beat him over the top because he's gonna bite on it hard. If you run a design play to his side, let him come up and eat it. You come back with some type of similar formation, but you run a play action pass out of it. I think you can get him over the top based off of what I'm saying from a sophomore year.
Yeah.
Like I said, I need to see your first step as a safety to be back. Unless you just know it's a all out run, then I understand you making your first step up towards the play.
Well, maybe that's what he knew. Like you said, depending on the competition, maybe this competition was predictable. I don't know. Okay.
He showed nice closing speed there as a sophomore.
He did.
All right, let's keep moving.
Yeah.
I sit here and watch film all day.
So yeah, we don't have long. We gotta wrap it up soon, people.
Yeah. All right. Linebacker out of Walton. 6'2", 217. Okay. College. Depending on if you do go SEC, as of right now, I'm playing you on the outside. I'm playing you as the outside linebacker. I gotta get some weight on you. Play inside linebacker in the SEC.
Yeah.
As if you decide to go there.
You gonna play Beamer ball, and South Carolina has one of the toughest schedules in the country every year. Yeah.
Now, put about, in my mind, a good 15 pounds on them. Then you can sit them on the inside. Put a good 15 pounds on them, get them up to about 230.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I can ride with it then because you're going to take a pounding in the SEC. An inside linebacker, so you got to come with it every play. All right, number 36, we got another kid from Troup County.
He's real small.
6'2", 195. Yeah. I got to see these highlights again. Share. Oh, snap, I hit the wrong one. There we go. That's what I meant to hear. Is that a male or a female right there? Referee in the middle.
That's a male, I think. He just
That's
got
some long hair. That's some long hair.
Okay.
Ooh.
That was nice.
Well, that hip explosion into that tackle, what got me.
Nice hit.
He's very scrappy.
Yeah, tough individual, but durability. He gotta get that frame up though to give him some durability.
Yeah. Because scrappy.
Well, the thing that's helping him out right now is with his size, he's quicker than the offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
But at the next level, that quickness ain't gonna mean nothing when you get that offensive lineman punching on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna throw you off track, and you don't have the weight to stay on track with it. So his size is working for him in high school, but at the next level, he got to add to that frame.
Quick and violent, small, but he can tackle. That's what Oscar says. Yeah,
I ain't gonna say, yeah. I mean, yeah, because of his size.
But if he goes to the SEC and you got this big train coming at you.
You talk about his size, but that's been the most violent tackler I've seen out of all of these highlights. Like, he's bringing it for that size.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you on that. And I'm with you on that. But like I say, we're talking for the next level.
And Townsend said he's explosive and he gets to the ball, but 6'6", 320 will slow that down.
It ain't a matter of, like I say, my thing is what he's not experiencing, which he will experience at the next level, is that offensive punch.
Mm-hmm.
That offensive punch is going to throw him off track with that side. Now, don't get me wrong. At outside linebacker, defensive, outside strong safety, outside linebacker is where I would play this kid, i.e. like a Michael Parsons out of Dallas. But I can't sit him. I'm not going to put his hand in the ground at all. I just can't.
John says red shirt and put some weight on him, he will be okay.
Yeah, I just can't make him put his hand in the ground though. Not at the collegiate level. But like I say, he's dominating against the competition in high school, that's for sure. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The kid out there, basically, he got 0 F's to give the way he playing ball right now. So from what we said on these highlights, he got 0 F's to give.
I think you got to get your hands on him first, bro. But once you do, he's done.
And I feel you. And that's why I say right now, these tackles, these guards, they're not utilizing that technique to put them hands on, i.e. on a pass play, taking that drop step and preparing to put them paws on them. That's my only fear at the collegiate level.
Hey, what's his measurements again?
6'2", 190.
6'2", 195.
195.
Well, Roquan Smith went into University of Georgia at 6'1", 200. We see what that turned out to be.
That's true.
But what happened while he was at Georgia? That's why I say coming at the rip. At the rip, went in, got that weight on him, and learned how to deal with them punches.
He's scrappy.
But that's my thing with him.
Based on how he plays, his mentality, I mean, he just seems like he's a fighter. So,
and what's his leading prospect spot yet so far?
He made a verbal on the UCF.
Gus Bus.
Oh my Lord, another UCF.
Yeah, that's why I started his highlight off with pay attention to what's going on down there.
Yeah, I can easily see 10, 15 pounds being put on that kid with the explosion that he showed coming out that ball, playing some outside or middle linebacker. That's gonna be another kid that we gonna hear a lot about.
Man,
especially playing in the Big 12.
Man, forget that. I want that kid that strong safety, dog. I'm putting him all over the field. I'm using him like Michael Parsons. 6'5", 195, and you got quick feet. Man, I'm putting you all over the place.
6'5" in a 6'5" frame.
I mean 6'2".
Yeah. About 210, 215. He'll be a hell of a linebacker.
Man, strong safety, dog. I'm telling you, strong safety spot for him.
And Tonzel said Gus is gonna mess it up.
That's all I'm saying. Strong safety is the spot for him. Strong safety, okay. Outside linebacker, okay. But I would love to see that kid at strong safety, man. That's just me.
Gus got to a national championship game. Don't mess with him.
Safety 6'1", 185 out of Barron. Where we at?
Hold on, did you say Barron County?
It's in Berrien.
Yeah, wow. Berrien.
Oh wow!
Anybody down there in South Georgia in Berrien? What's the intel on this kid?
Josiah Davis. I mean, wow. What are you, a safety?
Yeah.
Safety 6'1", 185. I guess he runs them back too.
Now, these are his junior year highlights.
Okay.
But 22 had no chance in hell to catch him.
Who was that there playing?
I'm sorry. 22 had no chance in hell to catch him on that one. I don't know, but that was funny.
I'm trying to see why he's still in Berrien.
Because that's where he's from.
And maybe he can't make a bona fide move.
Yeah, where's he gonna go?
I'm pretty sure it's a lot of coaches that can make sure he get a bona fide move back.
I mean, where he going? Waycross?
Hey man, he could have went to Benedictine.
Not in Berrien, not for a bona fide move.
He was just being counted as three. He would have been counted as three bodies.
Yeah, I mean Pierce Apple and something like that. Yeah, he
Yeah.
is fast, Oscar.
That's Nashville, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Nashville.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna go Atkinson County, Ludwig. Like what? Really? Yeah,
I
right in
love.
there. T said Legoland can make it happen.
That's the point I'm talking about.
Now you gotta specify which Legoland you speaking of. Now.
There's so many of them in Georgia, bro. Just pick a name.
Pick one out the hat. Pick one out the hat.
He ain't even got to go up there to all the Legolands in the Atlanta metro Atlanta area. It's enough for him around South Georgia and over there on that East Coast that he can find a place to fit in.
Let's see, Coffee, Fitzgerald. Could go to Tift. Tift is right next door. We have done that, but who won't? Okay, be quiet.
Now this kid is CJ Jackson.
Okay.
If you have not seen this kid play yet, please tune in. Go to Max Preps, Huddle, whatever, and watch this kid highlight. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Tucker High School. Okay.
I ain't gonna make no more right now. Even made his verbal at Georgia Tech, so obviously that tells you he's a good student. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I ain't gonna say no more on that. I ain't gonna say no more.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Why is he still there? But yeah.
He's a dog. Mm-hmm.
Why is he still at Tucker? All right, so apparently Calhoun got an athlete up there that's getting ready to head to Auburn.
6'3", 241.
Now to me, that sounds like a good linebacker right there.
And he plays for Calhoun. Look at this picture.
Hey, well, I promise you one thing. I was gonna say, they must stole it from wrong, but I didn't even have to say anything.
Look at the picture.
So verbal made to Auburn. Is he gonna stick with it? We shall see. But I can see him linebacker or running back. One of those two he's gonna be playing when he gets into college. Not sure how they. Depending on where he goes, depends on how they're gonna utilize and make him focus on it. Because he got the size to play either one. And the last one we're going to look at today is defensive lineman Mr. Omar White out of Valdosta.
And he's playing at where?
Valdosta.
With the Buffaloes.
And where is he from?
Made his verbal to Colorado out of Leesburg, Georgia.
That's interesting.
You said Lee County?
No, Leesburg.
His city is Leesburg.
That's Lee County.
So who he played for? Because that's definitely Lee County.
Uh-huh.
He playing for Valdosta.
My lord.
Say what now?
My lord.
Put that cup down. Put that cup down and read the screen.
No, I promise you, ain't no cup involved.
We already heard about that bona fide move a couple of years ago, last year or a couple of years ago when he made that move down to Valdosta. So
yeah. Jabo said they practiced with him today. Well, what did you see, Jabo? Tell us what you saw.
Jabo, what you see today out the kid? What you see? Let us know. Give us the inside scoop.
Oscar, that's not the one that was into that gun stuff and all of that, is it? If I'm not mistaken, ain't that the one that got caught up with that gun shooting or something?
Yeah, I think that's him.
All right, what was going on? 8:45. Did we miss any? Did we miss any of our topics today? Let me see. We talked about the AJC article. Oh, yeah, we did miss some. I know what we missed.
We can talk about it next week, though, right?
We can. That'll give us more conversation. We just gonna have to make sure we focus on 2 lists instead of 1 next week.
Also, I'm gonna be releasing a list this week. I'm gonna break quarterbacks and running back down by demographics areas of the state: North Georgia, South Georgia, and Middle Georgia. I would like to see what the fans think about top quarterbacks in those regions, in those areas. I think when you talk about running backs, majority of the best running backs in the state of Georgia right now are from Middle Georgia. We'll see. South Georgia, North Georgia have some pretty good ones, but I think the best are in Middle Georgia right now. Quarterbacks, we got some pretty good ones in Middle Georgia. I know a couple are down in South Georgia, but at this point, I think it may be North Georgia with the quarterbacks. But y'all be looking out for that list. I'll be releasing it where I can get some feedback from the listeners on that.
I got a question for you. When you talk about regions and you're talking about north, south, and middle, are you going to be including Augusta and Columbus in Middle Georgia, in the Middle Georgia area? How you gonna do that?
Well, I had kind of already put some stuff together. I just drew a line through the state. So Columbus might be falling into that Middle Georgia area. I think we went down as far as Caudill, and Albany for the South.
That's the gateway of South Georgia.
Yeah, that's what they say though. On up till around Tifton and Forsyth and Jackson areas for the north. So I'll get with you all and we'll put together a pretty good list and see where it goes. Our list of quarterbacks being shown now. We got some feedback on that, and if we have a little time, I know we got to get out of here. But I like what Sean said. How we know Dylan Raiola is the top quarterback coming in, and I think that's why we had him at number 1. But I kind of agree with what they're saying. We need him to prove what he can do in the state of Georgia. We know what you did out there in Arizona, but we'll see what you do in the top classification and the best state to produce football players.
So, I just want to hear from the fans, podcast land. If we took Raiola off this list, who do we add on?
Hey, Paris.
EJ Colson is the name. The kid out of Savannah Cavalry Day is a name. Kid out of Walton is a name. Like the kid out of Gainesville is a name. Some pretty good quarterbacks, some honorable mentions that could be added to this list.
Do we need to up it to the top 10 or 5 is good?
No, I think we're good for now because I know, a name keeps coming up in EJ. And I think for class of 20, for next year's ranking, top 5 quarterback, you got 3 quarterbacks coming off this list. That could put him easily in, at a minimum, the number 3 spot. It's all based on how Juju performs his sophomore year, to be honest with you. Because as of right now, Juju is the front runner for next year in the state and hold that number 1 spot down for 2 years in a row. But it's going to be based off of what he does his sophomore year. Kid out of Houston County, he's still going to be on this list, barring, knock on wood, he stays healthy. So you got Easy at 3. Let's pick a name for 4 and 5. But with that being said, who's gonna close us out tonight?
Shakira, you got it? Or you want me to do it?
Mo was saying something about you mentioning the back to school, but if you mention the back to school, you can go ahead and close it on out.
Oh, okay. You got it, Jeff? Back to school drive?
Okay, I see it. Okay. Yes, guys. Last year we did we raised funds to help back to school. You know, it's less than 2 weeks now, and kids are going to be going back to school. My niece just asked me the other day when I would take her school supply shopping. I'm not her mama, but okay. Either way, it's upon us, and there are a lot of kids out there who just don't have school supplies. So we at Friday Night Light Podcast would like to help a deserving student get some funds. So we would ask that you donate to $ FNL Podcast to help us get some gift cards so that we can distribute them to deserving people. Last year we helped a grandmother who had to raise all of her grandchildren, and she was very, very appreciative. And we don't want to just talk about sports at Friday Night Light Podcast. We want to give back. So please, if you can, $ FNL Podcast. And I will tell you too, if you're in the Columbus area, J-Bo is he really contributes to our podcast, and he's having a back to school giveaway as well on August the 12th. So you all can go over for that. But in the meantime, we want you to donate to us so that we can give back. And that's that on that. Shakira, over to you.
Well, she said, but she got her cup in her hand.
Okay, so
no, I don't have my cup in my hand. But I didn't hear what you said. I caught that last part.
Oh, I was just telling you, the floor is yours.
Oh, okay. We, as usual, we thank you guys for tuning in. We love the feedback. Continue to tune in, like, share, comment. We're here every Wednesday at 7. When the season starts, of course, the shows will pick back up. And from the Feisty to Bulldog, that's all I got tonight, guys.
5 for the top, 5 for the bottom. That's all. That's my saying for the day.
And don't forget your favorite team.
Peace up, A-Town down.
Good night, guys.
Tune in. This is your Friday Night Light podcast, photo and entertainment, and Middle Georgia sales and services. Coke, don't worry about Pepsi.
I had to go see a man about a music.
Look at here, look at here.
A-Town down.
And you better not lose.
Tune in.
Not so fast, my friend.
You better say it with your chest.
Come on now, shout it.
And you better not lose.
Hey, you better watch your mouth now.
I am a label.
Better shut your mouth.
Yes, I am. I don't mean to interrupt. Better say it with your chest. Let's get it.
And you better not lose.